Let me ask you a question. Will you cheat on your partner because someone better came along?
Don't you dare.
Because so far, no excuse makes sense to cheat on your partner with someone else. Try finding one. Well, behold this bitch. Not only was she dumping her fiancé over a famous musician, but somehow everybody dumps the blame on the victim. This is whack. This is a wacky episode for sure. Sarah is a housewife taking care of 6 kids. 4 of them are hers and 2 are from her fiancé Robert. They both met in grade school, they were friends, and as life went on, they drifted apart and lived their lives until they met again some years back. They clicked and got together, blending 2 families into one.
Love her personality, love her smile. She has the most gorgeous smile of anybody I've ever seen. Can light up a room. I love her.
I have this feeling that Robert is way more into Sarah than she is with him. You will tell me if I'm right later. Robert thought it would be a great idea to ask for a cameo from her favorite artist and propose through them. So he contacted Struggle Jennings, a country rapper, to do the job for him.
Got a really important question that I want to ask you. Robert wanted to know if you would spend the rest of your life with him by his side and if you would accept his hand in marriage.
They have been a couple for 8 years and engaged for 2. Allegedly, the trouble started after the engagement, and this is the beginning of a wave of gaslighting for Robert. Remember, this is a big household, 6 kids and 2 adults. Robert is the only one who works to provide, so he spends a lot of time at work. Well, Sarah thinks he is neglecting the relationship, so while he is busting his ass, providing for his and her kids and her, she spends the afternoons bored. Her words.
I feel that he doesn't know how to balance that work man and family man with no wedding planning or any of that. I started to notice the change.
Sure, there must be a middle ground plus a lot of communication, which I do not believe they have. But again, there are a lot of people living in that house with kids who need education and shelter. If Sarah, who claims to be bored at home, could find a job while staying at the house, that could give Robert much more free time with the family and with her, no? An idea that never crossed her mind.
Robert's boss, she is female. She's very tall, blonde, skinny, and I don't like her much. He would put on cologne only when the boss is coming and to make an excuse for it.
I believe this comes to the conversation as a way for Sarah to wash off some of her sins. He started it. He neglected the relationship. He is probably interested in his boss. He probably was cheating first. And not gonna lie, 2 years of engagement and no wedding plans in sight sounds unnerving, but she's putting all the blame on him. Why couldn't she start to look for venues, flowers, the cake? It's as if Robert does everything and she's just there. Struggle Jennings appeared again, but this time it's not a cameo, but he actively contacts Sarah through social media.
It all started with TikTok. She asked if I was a fan, and I said yes. Then it went to casually talking every day, every morning, every night.
She thinks he's hot and rich. For someone who claims to be a fan of his, she is clearly either actively avoiding or doesn't care that he is married with lots of kids. Another thing that I don't get, why someone starts a romantic conversation with someone whom they know is married? What would you expect from someone who is disrespecting their family? Who would do such a thing? Someone akin, maybe.
Had opened up to him because the emptiness that I felt in my relationship with Robert and thinking our relationship was already over.
You know who would like to hear your thoughts about the relationship? Your partner. Instead of putting her feelings in front of Robert and explaining what's happening, she decided that cheating on him was the smartest choice. Either way, Robert found the messages Sarah was sending to this dude. She was calling him babe, I love you, and the messages where this musician was telling Sarah he could make her famous and he wanted her to be part of his band. That's when the money was added to the conversation. Struggle told Sarah to buy special VIP passes to see him so they could talk. She was over the moon, but those tickets were expensive. She started pawning a lot of things and asking everyone for money. Robert found out about this and he was smart to see right through the scam, so he offered to pay for the tickets. He just wanted Sarah to realize everything for herself.
There was a piece of paper and it just said my information, my name and my address, my social security card, and he has access to all my passwords and emails.
The fact that this random musician needs that amount of information from his fans is concerning, and I think everyone with a brain could see that. Everyone but Sarah. Struggle told her this was for her own good, and he was going to build her a house in Tennessee. Things. He was going to give her things. She was okay with leaving her partner behind for money and a hot guy. I guess she doesn't need love and respect.
I'm sorry that I put you in the position to be vulnerable enough to be taken advantage of this way. I love you and all this, no matter how everything plays out in the end. I'm sorry.
Robert thinks he made this happen. He thinks Sarah cheating on him is his fault. It's very concerning. Sarah might be a dumbass, but she played Robert and made him think she has nothing to do with what she did. It's heartbreaking because he thought he had it all. A family, a partner whom to trust and love. The least Sarah could do was talk to him and tell him all her grievances. They could have worked things out and either try new things or move on separately.
I choose Robert no matter what. He's the man that's been here for me. He's the man that's gonna be here for me. He's the man that takes care of my kids and his kids.
Me. He's gonna take care of me. He will do things for me. The team even brought up the real Struggle Jennings to talk to them and explain he had nothing to do with this.
You're married, you're happily married, right?
Yeah, 100% happily married. I try to show my wife and my children and my family life as much as I can on my page so that people know that I'm happy and in a relationship.
Yeah, and I repeat, why would you want a romantic relationship with someone who is already in a relationship going behind their partner's back to talk to you? They had no respect for their spouse. Why would you be any different?
I really would like to apologize to both of you men. I don't know how I got sucked into it as much as it went on.
Struggle said to both, "You are all you need, and I bet Robert is going to start paying more attention to you from now on." As if it was his fault in the first place. He is a man providing for his family. The least he deserves is some respect.
You don't even realize you're neglecting your other because you know you're working to provide for them. So you feel like you're giving them that by not giving them that, if that makes any sense.
Everyone is feeding on her delusion, bending over backwards to apologize for her behavior, and she is there, agreeing, of course. This is mental. The team offered them couples therapy, which is a great idea, and they seemed they were going to take the offer.
I've known for a long time she's meant forever.
Her shifty eyes. I mean, what else is she gonna do? Robert loves her and she needs him. It's sad that probably if someone else appears in front of her, she will leave him. The update at the end said they were in the talks of starting therapy. So hopefully every emotion is organized and they decide what's best for them and the relationship. What do you think about this story? Do you think that Sarah's actions were justified, or maybe you do think that Robert was absolutely in the wrong? Leave those thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. It really helps. If you thought this was a wacky story, check out this one. A middle-aged man living still in his high school years while being actively creepier than his scammer. Thank you for watching.
Had opened up to him because the emptiness that I felt in my relationship with Robert and thinking our relationship was already over.
Life is going to be perfect for me anyway, so oops, sorry.